Hey, Russ here. Welcome back to the shop. Before we start talking about today's vlogging, I want to just mention about my coffee cup. Bought this a week ago and it said The Boss. First time I used it, I put it in the sink like I always do after she washed it once. Now it says, anyway, enough about my coffee cup. Welcome back to the shop. I just wanted to, first off, let you know that I'm changing the name from logging to logging in the burbs. Excuse me. The theme here is that there's a lot of loggers out there on YouTube, but all the ones I see either do it out in the boondocks somewhere, or they live out in the boondocks. They got the big tractors so they can lift the logs and move them around. Well, I live here in a small community in southeastern Wisconsin, and I have to follow the city rules of the city. So there's some things I can do and some things I can't. So dealing with these logs and making it into lumber, I've decided that it's a little different when you live in a town in city limits than when you live outside of town. Hence, logging in the burbs. So this is where I stand. It's been a month since my first one, which shows you how I moved just one log, and I found out that my dollies worked and all that, so now I was able to move the rest of them, which I did. Now when you look, they're all cleared out from the front yard, the first two. I have two more trees to come down, but I'll do that this fall. So with the two trees down, you come out here just outside my shop. There's the driveway going out to the road. And this is that log you saw in the first video. I'm half done with it. I've got my Alaskan mill with my Skill 25-inch chainsaw. And that seems to be able to make me, I can slab them. And then I cut them down the middle on both sides with the track saw. And that splits it into two pieces from one big slab. And so I end up with this. And that I can handle by hand. That one of them is 9 inches wide by 3 1/4, 7 foot long, and the other one's about 6 inches wide. So I have another one up here on my cart that I built. The smaller pieces I can put up here and cut them with the chainsaw up here rather than on the ground. So the big ones I'll put here, reinforce them, set them up on something, and then slab them out with the mill to 3 1/4 inches slabs, split them in half with my track saw, and that should get them down to working size so I can stack them and let them dry. So that's the plan. I pulled all my logs up here. All the small ones are inside. The outside, they're surrounded by the 8 big ones I got that are all about 20 inches or so in diameter. And that's kind of the way the whole thing is working. So I'm moving along. I figured it was going to take me about 2 months or so to get all the big ones done. And most of the little ones I'll be able to do directly on the bandsaw. But besides having my chainsaw, I got an electric saw that I do with the free cutting right now. And I'll probably, for the small ones, I may set up a vertical sawmill of some kind. If I do, I'll show you what that looks like to do the smaller pieces. I found this rolling tool chest years ago. Bought it at a yard sale for $3. And now this houses all my logging stuff, so I can be organized. I can roll it out here, and while I'm out here, it has all the things I need out here. Brush, a hammer and a Wonder Bar, tape measure, something to clean the bark off so I don't dull my blade as quick. In the 3 drawers, I have my filing stuff, my wrench, so a marker, a hatchet, and down here I keep my light bolts to bolt my dolly to the log to move it around. Bolts and screws are all down here to do those things. So, and it's just miscellaneous stuff. Down here is where I keep my I keep a drill down here, some chain oil, a couple of splitters, my log chains, those types of things. So this has worked out pretty good. And then when I need it, I just roll it out here wherever the log is so I can hook up the dollies to it. And that seems to work pretty well. So this is coming along pretty good. I am somewhat organized now. And as I get a little further along, I'll kind of show you the rest of it. Probably the next video is going to be about sawdust control. If you don't know this, let me tell you, you create a lot of sawdust when you're chainsawing. So, after I cut each slab, I tend to sweep it all up, but it's still somewhat of a mess here. So, I think I'm going to incorporate a blower motor into what I'm doing. And there's a funny story behind it. So, we'll say that for next time, but basically, it's a DIY blower that I use to blow the miscellaneous stuff out and away. So, stay tuned. I'll be back in a couple of days maybe and show you that, and we'll show you how far along we are. We're now at the point where we're going to start slabbing out all these big trees, and then I can stack them, and I'll show that to you too. So you stay tuned, and thanks for stopping by. If you like it, please say so. It helps. And if you want to share this with somebody, just do that. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.